Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone. I am so excited to see your smiling faces in this live meeting. We are going to have an amazing negotiation. But first, let me start today's agenda with quote by John F. Kennedy, who said that let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. In the meantime, I am Nur Irdina as a chairperson for today's negotiation. And here we have Nursyakirah, Nur Hidayu, Nur Syafiqah, Nur Asnani, and Nur Syahzanani. As requested, we will discuss about in proposing new co-curricular courses for our university and come up with our group ranking. Finally, we will know who will be the winner for this negotiation by calculating our own total points. So, without further ado, I would like to ask Nur Asnani to start proposing her most preferred co-curricular courses for our university. Nur Asnani, over to you.
Hi, for me, I choose for the event management for the purpose new curriculum course for the university because if we choose this course, it will give more advantage, especially for how to handle the event. Okay, this is because when we become a university student, they will join many club which will conduct many events. So from they join this course, they will learn how to manage the event, especially how to improve their confidence, how to handle for every unit when conduct the event. That's why I choose the event management for the most preferred ranking.
Okay,
How about others?
I would like to tell my own opinion. I choose making social media content as my most preferred one because we know that eventually nowadays we come up with too many job by using our social media. So we can get extra money from social media by using our own content, which means that if our content is interesting and it get viral or someone are interested in us and will hire us for their social media content. So I think that in making social media content, these courses will teach us on how to develop, on how to propose and our own idea in order for us to making our own content in social media. So I think it is a very interesting courses for our co-curricular activity. What about others?
Okay, for me, I my most preferred course is event management, same like Nur Asnani. I think it gives benefits to students as it helps to give the opportunity to students to develop their leadership and social skills. So we know that managing events can help in expose students in their future career because students are exposed on how to manage events because um, we know that every organization or company must have some kind of event. So by having this course included in the curricular courses, students are exposed on how to managing the events. Okay, about the others.
Sorry. In my opinion, I agree with Irdina. I choose making social media content as my most preferred course because I think with nowadays student with the new norms, students tend to spend more time in their social media. So I think making as propose this kind of course for next semester is like more suitable. I think that is my opinion.
Okay, what about Hidayu?
For me, I choose event management for my most preferred extra coco, sorry, because it will build the teamwork while we making event management, and it will construct to the student focus and can find a new friend.
Okay. Syafiqah, you want to add?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Okay, as for me, the most preferred co-curricular courses that I choose to be the highest ranking is the event management because by taking event management, we can learn how to manage the event properly, and also we also can add on our soft skills to be evaluated in getting in applying a job if we has finished our studies. So we can tell the company that we have experience in managing event, and it can be the beneficial on us by applying a job. As for making social media contents, as what Syahzanani and Irdina said just now, I do agree with their point, but I guess as for now, making social media contents, we can learn it by ourselves. And I guess for university, it is more suitable if we choose event management as our most preferred co-curricular courses to add on for next year. So that is my point.
Okay, I do agree with all of the opinion about event management, but I think that I also prefer event management to be our top priority on proposing our new co-curricular courses. But I think that event management can be learned throughout the any co-curricular activities that we join, because especially the program that we organize by ourselves, because we know that throughout our teaching and learning lesson, we sometimes will organize an event, right? So I think that from there we can learn how to manage some event. So that's why I choose making social media content. But since most of us choose event management as our most preferred one, this will be our top priority for co-curricular courses for our university. Are you guys agree with that? Or anybody want to add something?
We agree with the group ranking.
All right. So event management will be our seven most preferred group ranking. Okay, the next one we will discuss about the least preferred one. For me, I choose tailoring as my least preferred ranking because I think tailoring is not uh it is not a lame, but I think that tailoring is too old. Yeah, I think tailoring is interesting to learn, but majority of us, the new generation, don't want to learn about it, or maybe someone who interested in it just want to learn about it. Maybe not all of us interest to learn about it. So I think that tailoring is my least preferred ranking. How about the others?
I agree with Irdina. I also rank the tailoring as my least preferred because I think it's a good course to include as it helps students on daily basis. But I think that it will not be most preferred for students to choose as their new courses for next semester.
Yeah. Anybody want to add?
Okay, as for me, my most least preferred co-curricular activities is novel writing because as for me, I think that novel writing is quite boring, and it may not attract the students to join the co-curricular. So if we made something and if the students didn't seems to attract with that, it may be something that not good for the courses. So I guess that is my point of view. Thank you.
I agree with Shafiqah point. I also choose novel writing as a least preferred because I think it will consist a lot of assignment while we need to writing for a new novel. So maybe a student have a low of reading level skill, right? So it will be quite boring and will have list of participant in this curriculum.
Okay.
As for me, I agree with Irdina and Syakira with tailoring course because I think most of the student it's like they if they have passion on it where they enroll with the course, right? So I think nowadays tailoring is like really old course to student to participate on it.
Okay. Asnani, what
For
about your
me,
opinion?
I agree with Dina, Shakira, and Syahzanani because even the tailoring will give a new skill for the student, but for me, I think not everyone will choose the course for their for their curriculum course because uh, for me it's quite boring course uh, because right now if we want a product from tailoring, they can find at shopping mall or at the online shopping so that maybe the tailoring course not suitable for the curriculum course for the university, I think.
Mm. I agree with Asnani, and also Syahzanani said that we choose co-curricular based on our own passion, right? So I think novel writing is quite interesting for those who have an interesting have- who have an interest in that, because we know that some of people love to read novel, and they think that they might be a novelist in one day. So I think that tailoring is very least preferred one. What about others? Are you guys agree that tailoring will be our least preferred for co-curricular courses?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we choose this as our least preferred. Next, we'll move on to the sixth ranking. So I would like to start with Syahzanani. What is your opinion for the sixth preferred one?
My sixth preferred course is event management, but we we have decided that event management is most preferred. So my second most preferred is I choose making social media as media content as the sixth most preferred.
All right. Others?
My sixth most preferred is making social media contents. I think that this course will become the top three most preferred, but it cannot beat event management because it gives more benefits. But I think that making social media contents is also provide good benefits to students as now we are mostly depending on social medias. So I think that this course helps students in making social media contents which surely will benefit them. So personally, I also did not know much on creating interesting contents, but I believe that this course will help me to create interesting contents.
All right. I want to give my own opinion. At first, I chose event management as my sixth ranking, but since we have choose that as our seven most preferred, I decided to choose making social media content as my sixth ranking. As I said before, we now most of us depending on social media, right? So I think that it is very beneficial for those who want to find extra money or part-time job by posting social media content. So I think it is interesting lah. Thank you. What about others?
Okay, as for me, I also agree with Syahzanani, Syakirah, and also Irdina. From the very start, I choose making social media contents as my six most preferred co-curricular activities. It is because I personally also didn't know how to make the good social media contents that can attract others. And as our most preferred just now is event management, so it can be go together. When we make an event, we also need to make social media contents to 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 like promote our event or something like that. So I guess making social media contents is the most suitable to be the second most preferred co-curricular activities, which is in the sixth ranking. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, anybody want to add?
I also choose making social media contents as my second option because we can involve the activity and we can making and social media contents that will um, will involve the activity of the environmental awareness campaign that will conduct in YouTube or Facebook that will improve their awareness about today lifestyle.
Okay, I think we can clearly know our sixth ranking, but Asnani, you want to add your opinion about this?
Yes, I agree with all of you. Because I stand with Syafiqah, I doesn't have enough skill to making a social media contents. Even we can learn from other platform, which is YouTube, to learn how to make a social media content. But if this course proposed for new curriculum course, so we can get maybe a unique for tips to make the content to become interesting and not too boring. The content is not too boring for everyone to watch or to read that content. That's my opinion.
Okay, so now we can conclude that making social media content as our sixth ranking. Okay, let's move on to the second least preferred one. Okay, for me, I think cycling will be my second least preferred because cycling is we can learn cycling by ourselves, and if we propose this co-curricular course, what it will be teach us during the class? I think that it will be boring class. Everyone knows about cycling, or even they don't know how to cycle, they can learn it, right? They can learn by themselves, and maybe by these co-curricular activities, cycling activities, they can uh, make a marathon or else, but it is actually a very common things happen in our country and also in this university. So I choose that as our second least preferred. What about others?
I agree with Irdina. Cycling is also my least preferred, number two, least preferred. Because cycling can be proposed as a new co-curricular courses because it promote one of the popular sports. But I think that this course is a common course, so I think it will be the least preferred in my individual ranking. It only attracts to those who really love cycling. So I don't think that many students have their own bike to cycle. Thank you.
Okay, I also agree with Irina and Shakira because not everyone have their own bicycle. So to enroll this kind of course, they have to buy uh, others new bicycle or something else. So I think right now uh, yeah, like Irdina said, we can teach by ourselves to cycling, right? So yeah.
Okay, others?
Okay, as for me, my second least preferred is homestay hosting because in my opinion, homestay hosting is like something that quite boring. But I also think that homestay hosting will be beneficial for someone. But it's just in my opinion that homestay hosting is like something quite boring. And as for cycling, I choose it as my number five because I guess it is one of the most popular activities in our country right now. And despite from it is the co-curricular activities, right? So I guess cycling help us in release our stress and also take care of our health. But by hearing from Irdina and Syahzanani opinion just now that said about not everyone have bicycles right now, I guess our university can provide bicycles for anyone that join the co-curricular. So for me, I choose homestay hosting as my second least preferred. And yeah.
Okay. I'm agree with Syafiqah when she say the university will provide who join the cycling course will give a bicycle. Right now we can see at university they have a bicycle rental which they can rent the bicycle so that if they join the cycling course so they can rent the bicycle from the university. And my second individual ranking is I choose the novel writing because right now not everyone loves to write and not everyone loves to reading because they have um, many things that they do, many things that they want to do in their life and not enough time to read or write something. uh, Even the if we join the novel writing, it will give a benefit, but for me, it's quite boring. That's why I choose the novel writing for the second ranking. That's my opinion.
Okay. Hidayu?
My second least preferred is actually tailoring, but tailoring have been choose, so I choose novel writing as my second least preferred because yeah, it's quite boring, right? So that's all.
Okay. Most of us choose cycling, and some of us choose novel writing and homestay hosting. About novel writing, it is true that some of us doesn't like to write and read, but we know that every day new books keep publishing. So I think there might be some people or certain people have interest in reading novels and have and get inspired by the publisher, and they think that they might be like them one day. So these novel writing courses actually as my least preferred too, but I chose it as my third least preferred. But I think it can be considered novel writing. But cycling is just too common among us. It can be we can cycle without going to these courses, right? So I think that it must be it doesn't suitable lah. It's suitable with our own co-curricular courses. Okay. Anybody wants to add your opinion about this? No?
For me, if um, most of them, most of them choose the cycling for the sec for the second ranking in the sorry, is most of them choose the cycling course for the second ranking. So I will consider to choose the cycling also as a second ranking for the group ranking.
Alright, I think we can come into the conclusion which we choose cycling as our second least ranking. Now we will look into our fifth ranking. Let me ask Shakira, what is your opinion about the fifth ranking?
Okay, for my fifth ranking, I choose homestay hosting because I think that from this course, students are able to develop their leadership skills and also communication skills because hosting a homestay is not easy as they need to serve the guests, they need to interact with the guests. I think that this course somehow will benefit students in developing those soft skills.
Okay, I also agree with Shakira about homestay hosting to be our fifth ranking because I think that it is true, as Shakira said, we will learn on how to serve the guests and all that. And also, we will learn about another culture by hosting and hosting homestay because when we hosting homestay we will interact with many type of people and also many type of culture, so from that we can learn about to improve our soft skill in communication skill or maybe organizing skill and also learn about um, another culture in our country. It is very interesting to learn about it. That is my opinion.
I also agree with Irdina's point on changing cultures with the guests, the students. Does anyone have their opinions?
For me, I'm quite disagree with Shakira and Dina chosen because for me the fifth ranking I choose is modern dance because it's such an interesting course. Uh, because from that course, student can learn a new dance. Uh, for example, maybe right now K-pop dance or anything. Because indirectly, if they join this course, this modern dance course, they can be healthy, especially when they practice to the new dance. That's my point.
Uh, I'm agree with Hasnani points about modern dance because that is my choice. Because the student have enable student to better understand themselves by helping them to realize their potential in dancing and they can adapt with the new lifestyle in new norm.
Okay. Others?
Okay. Syafiqah first.
Okay, okay. As for me, I also agree with what Asnani and Hidayu said. My fifth ranking right now is modern dances because uh, as we all know, our generation right now, we had TikTok that show many dances, and if we we choose it as one of our co-curricular courses, it can attract more students to join that class, and it can help them to improve their skills and also can polish their maybe they don't know that they 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 know to dance, but if they join, so they can polish their skills in dancing. Other than that, if we do that, we can help all the students to release their stress and also can help them to have a little bit exercise because dancing helps us in exercise also. So yeah, I agree with Asnani and Hidayu. Thank you.
Okay, as for me, I disagree with Asnani, Hidayu, and Syafiqah because we have to consider for a student who are not patient enough in dancing, and we also have to consider about the disabled students who are not able to dance. For me, as my uh, preferred course, I agree with Shakira and Dina because uh, for homestay and hosting course, because we can easily student can boost their self-esteem in this kind of course, like Shakira and Edna said earlier. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
I do agree with Syahzanani, but I also can consider from Asnani, Hidayu and Syafiqah's opinion on the modern dances. It is actually really good to help students in improving their skills in dancing, but I think that dancing can be our option. We have to give priority in something that can improve ourselves in order for us to be a good leader one day. So I think homestay hosting can help us in that thing. Anybody wants to add?
Yes, I agree with Irdina's point. I want to stand for the point for homestay hosting. I think that modern dancing is interesting for students, but we have to look into the university perspective. Like we need to improve the students' soft skills in to to develop their soft skills. So I think like modern dancing, what kind of educational purposes that can be promotes into students. So
Yeah.
I, yeah, that's my point.
Okay. Anybody?
So I guess I also can agree about that. So maybe homestay hosting we can put it at our fifth ranking, and maybe modern dances can be our number fourth ranking because yeah, um we need to um
Make it fair.
yeah, yes, and also to improve our soft skill is the most important thing, right? So I guess maybe homestay hosting can win a bit of win over the modern dances. I guess yeah, I can agree with Irdina, Shakira and also Syahzanani.
Okay. Are you guys agree with Shafiqah, which we will make homestay hosting to be our fifth ranking?
Yes, I'm agree. Because it will sharp the skill in. I can consider it.
All right. What about Shafiqah said that modern dance will be our fourth ranking? Is it can be considered?
Yes, because I put modern dance and is as our fourth ranking.
Okay, I also chose modern dance as my fourth ranking. So, so now obviously we can choose novel writing as our third ranking because it is the only one left. Now we have come to the final part. I need all of you uh, to start counting your own total points for us to come up with the winner. But first, it's time to bring this negotiation to a close. But first, let me summarize our group ranking. We have concluded to make event management as our seven most preferred co-curricular courses, and then making social media content, and then homestay hosting, then modern dancing. Next will be novel writing, and then cycling, and the last one will be tailoring. So our group ranking, the most preferred one is event management. Okay, I believe you guys have finished calculating your total points. Can you guys tell me about your total points? The first one, Shakira.
My total points for proposed new co-curricular courses for the university is 140. 140.
All right.
Yeah.
Syahzanani.
I get 139.
Syafiqah?
I get 127.
Okay. Hidayu?
I get 135.
Asnani?
I get 138.
Okay, for me, I get 139. So now you can see that Syakirah won this negotiation. Good job, Syakirah. Okay, so I think we have a lot of fun today negotiating. Um, so I think that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Congrats,
Thank,
Shakira.
thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.